Hello, FX. I think we are live, but
Okay,
let me double
let me
check.
check.
And if you're checking, then please check audio as
It
well.
still says upcoming. This thing is very random. It just starts whenever it wants
Yeah,
to nowadays.
upcoming. I mean, I can see
Yeah, now
the
we are
pit
live. We
lane.
are live. We are live.
Hang on, I'll just. Hmm.
I will share
All right.
this.
So, welcome back, everyone, to round. I want to say 6 of season 12 of Indian Racing League. This is You Can Beat Me, and it's drizzling on the track, I believe, as I'm joined by the yesteryear champion VFix in the comms box. VFix, how are you doing? And have you recovered from Ter's tattoos antics from last night?
I don't think we can ever recover from that, but I am in as good of a spirit as I can be after seeing that performance. But yeah, it is raining, so they will have to. Everyone will have to put in a lap down quite fast, because the track's only gonna get worse and worse. This is the fastest it's gonna be, unless it stops raining, of course. Um, you know,
Yes, that is true. So
yeah,
people
it's a quite a
should be
short
out
lap time
on,
though.
yeah, very short lap time, I
So
believe. I don't know. I've not really played this game, but maybe you can share some insights into what a predicted pole time could
well,
be in this
time
division.
trials. My time trial is a 132, and the fastest I've seen from a D2 driver was like a 3.5. So anything in the threes with the current track condition should be mighty impressive. I would assume, given that it is drizzling, a lack of grip, a 4.2.
All right, a 4.2 is the prediction from VFX, and we have currently spectating Seven, who is P2 in the Drivers' Championship. Mercedes absolutely running riot, running P1 and P2 in the championship. 15 points separate Suraj and Rahul, who's leading, and then along with Suraj,
No,
Falcon.
it's Navshan who's leading because he's a full-time driver now, so you have to count his points in. I think the person updating the points table hasn't bothered to make that change yet.
Yeah,
But then again,
isn't that just
you know how
simply,
the
simply
guys.
lovely?
Yeah.
But yeah, Nupshan, our surprise, I would say, championship leader with 66 points over 63 for Rahul. So that's going to be interesting. He is.
Yeah, he has a
I
big
don't know who
moment coming out
Nupshan
of the
is
last
in.
turn, Navshan.
I don't know who is he teammates with Nupshan. But
Smith.
oh,
He's
Smith,
taken over
that's
Razun's seat.
okay.
As
That's a
Rahul
very
says, it's
strong lineup.
6.7. That okay, so it's much slower. They're definitely having to back off a lot more than I envisioned. If you can just see right now, Smith about to cross the line. If yeah, it is quite much slower than what I expected. So
Yeah,
the
the
track
DRS is
definitely
still
not rubbered in
enabled,
at all.
so yeah, DRS is still enabled, so that will help these guys on the straights. 3 DRS zones on this track, and Vifix thoughts about this track. Obviously, it hasn't uh, really changed this year, I want to say, but
Yeah, I mean the game mechanics have slightly changed, but yeah, the track's good. I mean, I've always liked going around here. Um, they call me the speedwork specialist, the SS in Austria. Oh, as an option has a big moment coming out of the last corner to finish his lap. Our championship leader, no pressure. I think it was P7. So
I
I think
think the track is
already,
deteriorating
yeah,
already.
it's cooked. It might be cooked already in terms of qualifying here.
It's GG's for anyone trying for those top spots, as we have 9 people in the. I mean, 9 people are watching. Hello, Ethan. Hello, Shooter. Great to have you guys watch along with us. And yeah, Sonic Hawk, Abdul, and Sid yet to put in a
Oh
lap
my god,
time.
somebody Falcons almost DNF'd coming into pit lane. That's how hard these guys are trying. Definitely sped in there as well, but don't
Yeah,
show,
the
don't
game
tell. What
doesn't
is Viper
really.
Speed doing?
Well, lap speed is about to
And
start his lap.
what's
Yes.
surprising me, Malav,
Yes.
it's been 5 minutes. It's raining. It's not gonna get better. Why have only 10 people set a lap time yet?
I think a few of them probably
Uh,
just got caught out by the weather, and uh, I don't think it's gonna get
some of them are on their outlap
better.
right now.
Yeah, Deadly
Yeah, I
Mosquito
would have
just
assumed they would
exited
be
the
doing a
pits.
mad dash. All the fastest guys just went out quickly. You can see how much that cost an option. He's so far away from everyone. And as his R&D guy on the side, I am very disappointed in that lap.
Right? Abdul Samad is about to complete his lap as Raman in the
Yeah,
comment
look
section
at
says
that.
hello as Abdul goes P11 and Deadly Mosquito still on that out lap. I don't think it's gonna be a representative lap time. DRS by the way still enabled, so whatever little help they can get,
I mean,
they will.
it's nowhere near wet enough for inters, but it's not fast enough for. I was just having a conversation about this before, and if you remember the D1 race of last season, it was this exact weather condition. It got so many drivers out. As Vintage has put on a set of inters, I don't know what that's for because you're not going to improve on his lap time unless it's
Yeah,
raining in the race as well. But
yeah. I have been off
I don't know.
comms duty for so long. I completely forgot to put the tire graphic, but I think the people will forgive me because
Yeah, don't worry.
qualif-
No one missed you, Malav.
it's qualifying anyway. Still spectating Deadly Mosquito, and I think he's driving a Ferrari by the looks of his car,
Yeah, this is
sliding
kind of
his way.
anticlimactic, isn't it?
Yeah, and sporting the number five as well. So that's a pleasant sight to see always. The number five on a red
Oh,
car
and
as
Suraj, look at how wide he went, Suraj. I don't even think there's a point of doing a lap around the circuit with anyone because it's not gonna
yeah,
tell us
I think
anything.
yeah, I think people are just practicing now for the race. Maybe I don't know if there is
Oh, look
any.
at that, Suraj. And the others disabled. Yep, there you go.
Yep, DRS disabled. So that's the cue for people to maybe put on those intermediate tires, and if it rains a little bit more, they can get some wet weather running if
I would say
there
anyone
is
in
rain in the
from
race.
like if you're the last three guys can definitely improve on their time because it is around 6 seconds south, and from my knowledge, you can go around 3 to 3.5 seconds of a pace gap on Intel. So it's gonna be close. They could improve their position by one or two, but that's pretty much all we're fighting for here because it's not really unless the race is wet. There's no reason for anyone to come out.
Yeah, that is true. As Suraj is across the line and is 10 seconds off the pace, 117 is where he goes. But obviously, he's on those soft tires. And to answer your question, Raman, it is Noob Shan who's now full-time driver who's leading the championship with 66 points. And behind him is I am Rahul with 63, and behind him is Suraj, and also joined by Falcon at 48 points. So it's a close championship
I
right
want
now
to
with.
know who's 59 points behind option. Can you just tell me if anyone is 59 points behind option? Because I feel like they would be a title contender, um, given Sky Sports
Well,
F1's logic.
well, that person has not started in the last three races, so I think that would definitely make them a championship contender. As I see a few cars out on track, VFX on the intermediate tires, so people are definitely going to give it a go. I still doubt whether this is going to be a representative lap time, at least for the people in the top five, six.
Maybe just testing
But
out the way the new ERS works because, of course, as you know, the new update,
I don't know
Codemasters to
actually,
fix
so
AI
maybe you
have
can
put in.
help me understand
So
what's the
the
new RS update.
geniuses have. So in real life, you're allowed 4 megajoules of battery, which is how it was in the games earlier. It was coded that way. The geniuses to fix AI have now given everyone 8 megajoules of battery because the AI didn't used to deploy overtake mode. So that somehow resulted in doubling your battery amount. So yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
that's the
typical
thing.
Codemasters. So VFX, it is Smith who is probably going to start a lap. Let's see if he's actually coming back into the pits. Yeah, that is
No, he's just
anticlimactic.
coming back in. It's
He's
just
coming back
a
in the
quick.
pits. Noobshan is on a lap and he's on the intermediate tires.
Yeah, but
VFX,
you
do
can
you
see
want
the
to take us
puddles are
through?
formed on the track now.
Do you want to take
Okay,
us
here
through
we
the
go.
rest of this
Turn
lap?
three. This is very tricky. It's a very tricky turn, even in dry weather, because you have to get your car turned in all at once. If your rear end is slightly misaligned, that is you into the wall. Now, turn 4, the same logic here. You don't want to clip that inside cup too much. He's not taking much of it, mostly because there isn't that much grip readily available. Now, in through this right left-hander, you don't want to try and hit the cup. You want to try and get as close to it without hitting it. And oh, he has another moment on the wheels. He's definitely trying to squeeze out as much lap time as possible. Quick left and right. Now in through the pit lane, where we will of course have to keep our regular Austria pit lane watch in the race. Unfortunately, Malav, you decided to come back on an Austria race weekend. Last two corners, I expect a lot of people to be towing the line there in the race when it comes to penalties. Quite often, the winner in Austria is decided on who gets 3 seconds and who doesn't.
Yeah, that is true, and I'm surprised to see Caesar not put that Austria, the infamous Austria screenshot when it comes to pit lane entry. Maybe he's
Yeah.
just getting old, or maybe he thinks people have remembered it enough to be reminded every time we race on this track. But yeah, that would be interesting for sure. I remember a few seasons back, people got 10 seconds and 15 and 20 seconds in a single race for
Yeah.
violating that pit entry. So Abdul Samad had actually left the session. We fix if we can send him an invite because I'm not
I
sure if he
will.
has joined back. And Srivatsa says that if it rains in this race, he's dead. I'm assuming he is referring to the setup. He is running,
I
but Srivats, you would
although
know
I
what
won't,
if it's raining in
although
the race or not.
I'd be concerned about one thing. I'd be more concerned. How, if you're a driver, how do you not know that it's gonna rain in the race?
Exactly. That's the
Because you don't
point.
know.
That you would have checked whether it's gonna rain or not. Uh,
Imagine Andrea Stella on your shoulder telling you to get it
oh
perfect every
my God,
corner, and you'll be fine.
McLaren are not serious. They are not serious. Yeah, while we have this lull period, VFX, I want you to rant about McLaren and Lando Norris. So yeah, this is your cue
Yeah.
to
So
yeah.
yeah, he the when like you look at it, he's not a rock because he doesn't have the minerals, I think, to compete if everyone has equal cars. Because it is just shocking. And these team radios, I don't know whether they think they're being like cool. It's the cringiest shit I've ever heard. We are so far past the days of you will not have the drink. Um, yeah, I don't even know what that's supposed to do. I would actually just crash if my race engineer told me that. To imagine my team principal
Yeah,
on
and
my shoulder.
saying that in a race
That's just a bit
scenario
weird.
is just unserious, and I have my doubts. Despite the car performance that they're going to, I mean, Oscar might just drag them through one of those championships, but yeah, I think.
Yeah, I mean, considering the practice base today, I mean, even if they're unserious, given how unserious Red Bull have become, yeah,
Well, I am a DTS fan, so I obviously did not follow practice. I have no idea what happened today, but I will tune in for qualifying tomorrow. And people still on the
not even
outlap.
FP3. That's how I like it.
Yeah, yeah, not even FP3. Suraj is on the lap now, and he has put on those intermediate tires. Let's see what he can do, but yeah, it's going to be
This is cooked.
non-representative lap times.
I like Falcon Mayang. He's just not even bothered going out. He's just staying in, which just leads me to believe that it's a dry race.
And he stays in. He's in P3, and as we have seen in the past few races and a couple of seasons, there's a tendency for him and Suraj to be at each other's throats during the race and in the stewards' inquiries later
Yeah.
on. So that will be a lot of fun. Chips, we don't know if it's going to rain in the race. Uh, I think it just might, considering the number of people who are out on track right now on intermediate tires, but I'm not sure. Srivas, maybe you
Yeah,
can
look
let
at
us know.
Navshan. He's doing what you do, Malav, and just running a race simulation here. He's done 4 laps on this Inters.
But the difference between him and I is that I have never led championship. Or have I? No, I don't think I have. So, yeah, good on Nupson. He's got a full-time seat now, and Yeah, would be fun to watch him battle the Merc boys.
Let's be honest, he always had the full time seat. He just didn't want people to target him in the first few races. Now he's building into it.
Yeah, honestly, I gave it a couple of more weeks before he actually sneaked his way into the full times drivers list. It has happened earlier than I thought it would, but I think, yeah, I just hope that he's around to race for the full season because usually he dips after the first few races.
Oh,
As
Domitar's crash
Domitor
again?
has had
Oh
enough.
no, that's
No,
in
I
the
think it's
pits.
in the
That's in the
pit lane.
pits. Yeah.
So, and Nupshan might just be coming into the pits. Yes, he is. Oh
Yep,
no,
and
Nupshan! Well, he still kept the engine running and he's lost his front wing, but his wheel is intact, so he can still participate in the session. 2 minutes plus a few spare seconds left. But yeah, we have to go through this
yeah,
waffling because nothing really is going out on
yeah,
track.
just yeah.
Right, so in
Question
terms
from chat.
of the Constructors' Championship, I'm pretty sure Mercedes are leading even after Nupshan is a full-time driver, and they have a very healthy lead over V-Carb by 53 points. But obviously that will change once Nupshan's points are counted. Oh no, they don't count
Yeah, they don't
before.
count. Any
Yeah,
points that
that's
he has
gonna hurt
scored,
them.
then that's another
Yeah,
infamous message.
yeah, that's gonna hurt Williams as Nupshan joins Smith for the team replacing Azun. So I think Mercedes have a pretty strong hold on the Constructors'
Yeah,
Championship.
and of course, anyone wondering why we're using F1 World Cars Codemasters.
Yeah,
That's that.
one short answer for that. It's Codemasters, Chips' favorite game developers. Chips, if you want to say a few words about
Yeah,
Codemasters, this would now would be the
in the
time.
minute or so. Yeah, we have a minute.
Yeah,
We can read out the entire. I think that Navshin and Smith will be fairly disappointed. They went out far too late as Shah joins.
oh,
So
Shah finally did join. He made it in
yeah,
time.
the one quali session where joining late is disadvantageous. Yeah.
But I think
As I
Shah
was
will
saying,
be
Smith and
fine.
Navshin will be disappointed. This didn't get a crack at it, especially Navshin. He went out like 2 minutes after Smith, and you can tell he's not 6 tenths slower. At least on low fuel trim, as I think Vintage had a moment. People are having a lot of moments coming into the pit
Oh,
lane here, as
vintage!
almost all the cars are
He
late.
did crash.
I hope they don't give him a 5+ for that. I hope they don't give him a 5+ for that.
Nothing on my
Audio book on
screen.
that topic will be out
Yeah, that's
soon,
the.
according to Chips.
I'll pay to listen to Chips ranting about
Yeah,
Codemasters for maybe an hour. I think that would be an appropriate duration
I
of
think
that.
that's putting it too kindly. As Suraj keeps going on, um,
Why? Why does he sweat so much? Well, he's coming back in the pits now. He probably could have just taken the flag, but no, like the nice driver he is, very disciplined, very
respectable
sincere,
driver.
yeah, respectable. He comes back in the pits and then he retires. My God, what a guy! But yeah,
Doesn't even wait until his pit box. So, yeah.
that is qualifying. Srivats does take pole in Austria, and followed by I am Rahul and
Our race winner from
Falcon.
last time.
Oh, I erased one from last time. That is true. So that's a good call for Srivats, and he will have some very quick drivers behind him. It would be fun to watch Smith,
He did
Vintage
nail the
player,
lap when
and
it mattered
Nopsan.
most because he did cross the line after Rahul and Surat. So he would have faced worse track conditions
Yep,
by like a slight bit.
yep, that is true. He did cross the line later than a few other drivers, but he still managed to put it on pole. It is overcast, but not raining at the moment. So
For now.
for now, and as the
And
famous
Austria
quote,
does like to play that trick on us where it just rains, but you can still drive on dry. So that is a very tricky condition to drive in because it's so slippery, but you you can't go on the inters because your tires is gonna burn out. So I think tire choice here will tell us a lot about whether it's going to rain or not.
Absolutely. And remember, no formation lap. So we will just get going from the word go and we'll quickly switch to the tire graphic to see what kind of tires. If we see a lot of
Yeah, of course the
soft
game doesn't
runners,
let us
we
put
fix.
up the tire graphic before the race
Yeah, I
begins.
mean, why would it? Why would
No,
it?
yeah.
We should not be allowed to know that. But VFX, if we see a lot of soft runners, then maybe there is rain on the horizon. We'll have to wait and
Yeah.
watch.
But how
Uh,
much rain?
yeah,
This is always a tricky race, and a safety car is, I should know, also prevalent around here. Uh, RIP my consecutive point scoring streak.
was that the one which HVP caused the restart and the chaos which ensued
Yes,
after the restart?
yes.
That was
Multiple
that was
melts
something.
from a driver who cannot be named anymore. Uh,
That was quite a series of crashes. I remember I was on vacation and I think Noah and Suraj. Anyway, we're off. There's five lights on the grid and we are underway for Austria. And let me quickly. Where the fuck is tires? Yeah, there you go. A lot of medium and hard runners.
Oh my
And
god, someone's trying to go down the inside. They have to all take avoiding action there. A lot of people had to go out of it. And Nuption's caught right in the middle of this. And how much does he really want to risk? I mean, he is the championship leader. It is quite early in the season. Somebody goes down to the time format turn 3. It is Viper speed. Just sends it on Nuption.
currently, I'm watching Falcon and Suraj going side by side, and Falcon comes back at Suraj as the top two are racing for it
And
as well. And
Srivastava and I'm Rahul. Yeah, they
yeah,
are
M. Rahul
just.
has taken the lead of the race, and Suraj has to
Now
settle for
what's
P4.
happened to Nuption here? He's had an absolute nightmare. He's in 11th.
Oh,
Oh,
there's
there's a
someone who's
car
lawn
that's gone
mowing. It's
off.
Viper
That
Speed.
is Viper Speed. That's Viper
Yeah,
Speed. And Shah has worked himself up into P10 for now. Goes side by side with Nuption. On the left, pretty respectful racing. It is also lap 1, but already you can see the top 7 have cleared out a second's gap from 8. That already makes your job so much harder if you're not the leading pack. With how OP DRS and slipstreaming is on this game, it's very, very hard to break someone by 1 second, especially at Austria.
yeah. So it will be a little bit difficult for Sonic Hawk, but let's see if Suraj can come back at Falcon. Yes, he can. He does go for it, but Falcon keeps P3 for now. And Falcon with
Honestly, I
those
wouldn't be
hard
defending
tires.
too hard.
Yeah,
I
Falcon with
wouldn't
those
be
hard
defending too
tires.
hard right now. I'd want to stay in the DRS, the undercut range of the top few. As soon as there's a moment in the
Oh,
gravel.
Suraj! He completely locked up there, turn 4, downhill braking. Maybe the track is a bit damp. And he has lost a heap of positions there. Promotes Smith up into P4 and Falcon already out of DRS of the top two. Let's see if he can catch up in the next few corners. Because once you lose DRS on this track, the top two can just help each other out. But he's just
Yeah.
got in time. Falcon, that is nice driving
Look at
from
how
him.
aggressively he took that last turn as well. That was full send commitment. Warnings are gonna decide this race. I feel. Look at how many people are within 3 seconds of the race leader.
Yeah, for now. But a safety car can quickly change that, even if the gaps increase later on, as Smith has a look on Falcon but manages
And
to
he is
just.
quite slow through the sector 1
Oh, something
Falcon,
has
which
happened
leads me to believe
behind!
he's running.
Sonic Hawk and Deadly Mosquito had an excursion off the
And that
track,
works Nuption up to the points.
and Smith and
And
Falcon
that will
going
get
side
him
by
9.
side
Is it
turn
raining?
4.
No.
And Falcon might just lose another position to Vintage Player there if he's not careful. Vintage
Oh,
Player round the
they are
outside.
racing everywhere. Who says you can't overtake at Spielberg? Meanwhile, Dominic has pulled off a worldie. If that goes through, almost made contact. Oh my god. Given how golden these two cars are teammates? Are they not teammates? I don't know, but that has played so much to Smith's advantage. Now he can just focus on saving it up. He's on the hard, so he will have a pace advantage in the last stint. And Honestly, I'm surprised. Oh,
Oh, the
no, not in
contact! This carbon
vintage.
fiber flowing, the
There
definite
is
damage
something.
on one of the two cars, maybe both. And here goes Falcon now. Is round the outside. Domitor on the inside. Oh, this is complete mayhem
Oh,
in the
it's just,
smooth
oh my
contact.
god.
And Suraj
You
has
felt that after that very clean race in Japan, people were going to start getting their elbows out.
I,
And that,
won- yeah,
what's
I
happened?
wonder
Why is there
what
a
changed
yellow
in the
flag?
comms box there, VFX. That. Oh,
Yeah.
Falcon, what happened to him? He's completely dropped off.
Oh, does he have a wing? Games are not showing me. I think he might have just won. It is quite difficult to keep your car on track, especially. Why is he driving so slow?
I don't know. There's a blinking yellow flag there, and it's
Yeah,
very,
that's
very
for
slow.
Falcon. He's going really slow. Does he have underbody damage?
Even if it does, this is
Doesn't make
quite
any
slow.
sense still to keep revving it and yeah. Oh, Abdul Pitts.
Abdul Pitts,
So
I
he
think he
definitely
has
has damage.
damage as Suraj is now back into P5 and he can
That
get into
cost those
P4 now.
guys nearly 2.5 seconds in
Yeah,
one lap.
yeah, the top two
And the
have,
top two are just sort of just running away now.
yeah, they have really pulled out a mega lead there with 3.5 seconds. Smith is kind of in a no man's land and you would hope that Suraj does
And
overtake.
Falcon's back on it.
Yeah,
He has
Suraj
picked up
does.
the pace. Suraj, don't go into
Oh,
the gravel
this
trap again, please.
contact
Now,
and him
Vintage
and
does have more of a viewpoint than any other driver because of his POV. So,
yeah,
oh, as I almost made contact.
it took you 5 laps to bring that
One
up,
thing, proximity
but
arrows on this game are very, very uh,
very
not
what?
accurate. Let me just say.
Oh, is it?
They're as accurate as McLaren's strategy team.
Well, Domitor is in the pits, so a few early stops, and I think that is
I
because
think this is
of
all for damage. I think
the
this was when him and
Ajibaji.
Vintage at turn one. Yeah.
Yeah, and here is Sid Venkatesh closing up a lot in the braking zone of turn one, and
No,
now
and
he's
I think Falcon spun
put on the
again.
Alpenberger,
He's just
and
having a nightmare.
here goes Sid Venkatesh
He's
down
just
the
having a
inside of
nightmare.
Vintage Player. He locks up Vintage Player, and Sid give each other enough space, and Vintage does stay
I
in
don't think that
P5
was
for
a
now.
lockup, by the way. I'm pretty sure they run EBS on. I think that was just the game, yeah, being the game.
Oh, thank you to Codemasters. As Srikant says hello.
Falcon
Falcon
retires
has
in
had
the pits.
enough.
That is an
So
absolute nightmare for him.
probably underbody damage as you suggested, VFX.
Yeah.
Irreparable as
Yeah,
this.
it's just, I mean, everyone's bound to have a stinker sometime in the season. Yeah, you might as well have it early on.
Yeah. What about the top two though?
As,
Srivats and Rahul
yeah,
keeping
they
enough
are,
distance from each other and having a gap of
yeah,
four
they're not
seconds to
overtaking
Smith.
each other. They're just trying to run away. And that's just not allowing Smith to catch up because every lap they're gaining 3 to 4 tenths with the use of DRS. Oh,
Yes.
why is there a car? Oh, okay, that's okay. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
the lapped
Falcon's.
car thing. Yeah.
But yeah, Suraj is not. Oh, there's an overtake there as Deadly Mosquito overtakes Sonic Hawk. But yeah, Suraj is not catching up to Smith anyway, despite being on
Yeah.
the
No.
soft
Also, I
turf,
think that the mediums are just a faster tire right now than the hard.
which
If we
makes it
go another 6 laps in, maybe that will change. But
which makes it all the more
for
surprising
now,
that
it
Suraj is
definitely
not catching
advantage.
up to Smith, and
I think
Smith
that's just
is
because they're fighting so much. Through the corners, you can see how much Smith's losing compared to the top two, especially.
yeah, and Suraj still being caught or rather chased by Vintage Player. Who's being chased by Sid in return. Nupshan has made his way back up into P7. So, while initially lost a lot of positions, VFX, Nupshan probably can still score some respectable points this race. Maybe
Yeah,
on
and
a
the rate
podium,
he's
you
going,
never
he's
know.
going to be behind that pack. He's going to be behind this pack for fourth place pretty soon. And he is on hards as well, so he's going to have a pace advantage at the end.
Yeah, I'm assuming
And
this is
if
a
we're
bus stop
seeing how
race.
much faster if we're seeing how much faster the mediums are, I don't expect that to change for the second stint as well. The hearts might just be a tire that you just want to use, and then just so that you can fulfill the compound rule. And
Oh,
then after
Vintage
that, I
going for a
don't
move
understand.
down the
I don't
inside of
understand why they're
Suraj.
fighting so much. They could have caught up to Smith.
Yeah, that's
They keep
not very
shedding time.
smart what they're doing right now. And I think Vintage probably went for a late move and Suraj was not expecting
Yeah.
that. So they've
And they're
lost.
allowing Navshin to catch up as well, which is. It's
Yeah,
not really playing into Suraj's hands, is it?
yeah, it's not.
He might have to do an early putt. That was definitely a warning. That was definitely a warning right there.
And they lost more than almost a second to Smith in the process. Now Srivats less than 2 tenths behind and now ahead of Amrao.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Look at that.
finally,
Look at that. Just they're playing the game. They're playing a game
yeah,
with each other.
not costing each other any time as they swap positions. And it is Srivats,
So
our pole
last lap
sitter, in
from
the lead.
Smith was a 17.9. Suraj has done a 177, a 181, and a 18.7. So just to show you how much battling is costing them, and they're doing it again.
Here goes Sid. Oh, Sid Venkatesh.
Three
And
wide, and option is
Nukshan has caught up, So
yeah, that's. I'm surprised. I would expect everyone, if Sonic and Deadly themselves weren't battling, for them to catch up as well. Given how hard these guys are battling, it's quite a spread out field, I must say.
and
They're
Srivats,
all in
by the way,
clumps.
VFX, after overtaking Rahul, has broken DRS from the
Yeah,
Mercedes
he just
driver.
drilled in a
And is
7.7.
yeah, but it's just back in DRS now. Rahul has caught up, and
Yellow.
what's going to happen next?
That's Shah.
There are
Shah's gone.
3 cars, and this is just chaos right now. As I think someone's car is exiting the pits. I don't know who that is, but here
That
goes
is Shah.
Nukshan overtaking 2 cars. Can he make it 3 in one straight? No, I think he's sensible than that, and he tucks in behind. Vintage player for P5,
Yeah,
but
that is
here we
very
go.
sensible because he's gonna have all the battery and Suraj gets a yellow. That's gonna get removed, but he will have to serve that. So yeah, we cannot. That is very unfortunate what's happened to Suraj just there. As Vintage pushes Navshin to the extremities of the track, I can tell that he's running a lot less wing than everyone else here.
And well, it was just borderline okay, that defense from Vintage. I don't think you can really fault him for pushing Navshan towards the edge of the track.
Yeah, it's just
But
turning
now,
into a nightmare race for Suraj, isn't it? Because he will have to serve that
yeah,
10
unless there's a
seconds. It's
safety car,
10
he'll have to
seconds as well
serve those
nowadays.
10 seconds and it will cost him a lot of lap time and positions. Navshan, is he going to go for a move? I don't
I
think
think
he
Navshan
will.
believes that the hearts are faster now, and he wants to pull this off so that he can run away.
Here he goes,
I would say
Navshan.
that the time to drain the battery is now. If you're Navshan, try and get a second gap, as Vintage will have to tuck in behind. Now, can he defend it down this long straight? Got a good exit. I'm watching from Vintage's POV. Is he going to try that Max Verstappen move that caught Lando Norris sleeping? But he has Suraj on his outside as well. And he cannot do it because he had to defend rather than attack.
Suraj and Vintage are going to go side by side through the next section. Suraj trying to go round the outside.
This has turned into an ego chat at this point. It's
Oh,
going
this
beyond
contact!
racing. Oh my god.
I mean, Suraj is lucky he didn't spin there. Well, he has got the position now.
That is bravery. As something bravery and valor. You know the saying. Discretion is the best part of valor or something. There was no discretion there.
Yeah, and here we go. I think Srivats might be on a charge here. And he overtakes Rahul once again. And yeah, I think that's how the people. By the way,
It's very smart from the top too.
Yeah, very, very smart. And probably these midfield runners should take a leaf out of their book as there is more contact through turn 3 between Vintage and Sid.
I am so chips. I would get ready for the stewards room if I were you, buddy.
Yeah. Shah in the pits, by the way. He is more than a minute behind. He's more than a lap behind everyone else. By the way, Suraj might have just about made himself safe from this chaos. And if he can latch onto the DRS of Noobshan, maybe there is still hope
Yeah, I
for.
don't think Navshan and Suraj will fight each other as hard as
Well, as we say
Vintage
that,
and
Suraj might
Suraj
have just
were.
picked up a warning there at the exit of turn 9. But yes,
And
I think
Shark is gonna get. I hope
might be a
Shah's
little,
not 2 laps down.
yeah, might be a little bit calmer now with, I think everyone just settling into that rhythm, that pace. But
Yeah,
pit
I think the
stops,
Hearts are the faster tire now, by the way, because I think Smith has actually gained like 6 tenths in the last 2 laps. But of course, the top two have DRS, which there's no substitute for.
yeah. When do you think they're gonna pit V-Fix, the medium runners?
I think the pit stop's coming in the next two. The leaders, they definitely have a lot of vehicle room to play with, so they could stretch out the stint to like lap 16. So I don't think the hard tires are particularly sexy. They have a very low wear rate, but in terms of how much they just wear, in terms of how slow they are as vintage picks up the first 3 seconds, that's on the bingo list. And you can see how much pace Navshan and Suraj have. They are gaining on Smith so much, and it is very impressive from Suraj. 13 lap old mediums is nothing to scoff at. And
Yeah.
Navshan too, he has no slipstream in front of him. Look at that! Every corner he's gaining chunks on his teammate.
Yeah, I don't know how Smith is losing. Yeah, as you said, a few tenths
And
every corner, a couple of tenths every corner. On
and
the
Smith is
straights,
basically lapping at the pace of the leaders.
yeah, and Sid
Is that car
Venkatesh.
in front bothering Smith? Is he trying to get DRS? But of course, in the lapped car, you're gonna have to drive slow in the corner. So getting DRS is not the game that we think it is. Look, in getting the DRS of Shah, he's actually lost more time trying to because he has to stay behind him in the slow zones as well through all the corners. So I don't think that's a good tactic there. I think he should definitely just start picking up the pace because you can
I
see what
think that's
Navshan's
what he
doing. I'm
might
going to compare
be.
the lap. Shrivat's pits. Shrivat's pits.
Srivas is in the pits and he's hoping this is his one and only stop of the race. Uh, Assuming he goes on to those hard tires.
1090 and Navshan's nailed 18.1 on that last lap. So there's really no competition in vintage with speeding him.
Vintage. That's not gonna help Vintage's race at all, and that's a very harsh penalty, by the way. I've seen this year given by Codemasters. 10
Yeah. Oh,
seconds
by the way,
for speeding vehicle.
the pit limiter is broken as well. It locks in the speed you had from earlier. As I am Rahul had a big moment there as soon as I switched to him. And Malav, I think I know why Smith is driving so slow. Look at the fuel gauge.
I can't see it from this camera angle, but I'm assuming you mean he's under fueled. Hoping for a safety car. Is Amral coming into the pits? He is not.
I
He's
think
going to
he
stay
has to
out.
cover off. Oh,
He's
okay,
staying
okay. So
out.
he's going for the
Staying out.
fresher.
Yeah, he's going for the tire offset. So let's see what happens. And by the way, Srivas has come out in relatively free air with 3 seconds gap to Deadly Mosquito. But
That is
once
free air. Look at how close everyone else is. A Sonic and Sid as Deadly Mosquito pits. A
Sid
Sonic and
pits,
Sid are gonna pit. Okay, they pit.
yeah,
So
Sid
Deadly
actually
Mosquito
pits,
and Sonic
and
are gonna fight it out here. All red cars. Actually, no, wait. I'm slightly colorblind, so yeah.
well,
Excuse the
so
faux pas.
Srivas with
Oh,
two
as
seconds of
Navshan and
gap.
Suraj. But Navshan would have been caught out there, but he's been given DRS by the lapped car.
And Navshan did lose some time to his teammate in P2. So
Yeah, so he just clearing the lapped car is the better thing to do here. Um,
right, so I think we might see some pit stops here. What about I am Rahul? Is he going to pit? Yes, he is. So he waited for one more lap than what we thought he would.
yeah, and Srivats has been flying on those new hards. Look at that. He was 3 seconds behind this time when we were speaking last lap. Hard's not a particularly fast tire, but it is consistent.
It is considered, and he has latched on to the DRS. I hope he doesn't get impeded by the car coming into the pits. That was Deadly Mosquito, but he I think might have
That's
just
just
avoided losing any
the
time.
way the cookie crumbles.
Let's
I am
see
Rahul
where I am
is
Rahul comes
out
out.
of the pits. He has hit the pit limiter. Shrivats is taking turn one now. They are going to be nearly line astern, but Shrivats also has the DRS of the car ahead. So that's very unfortunate for I am Rahul because he's not going to get be able to DRS Shrivats immediately. Oh, he's almost spun. No, guys, come on, don't lose it now. You work so hard as Navshan almost spins out. Suraj also paid in all of that.
Yeah, and Shrivas in all that does get ahead of Sonic Hawk before the double left-hander of Sector
And
2. So
it takes at least a lap for the tire to kick in the hards. So I'm Rahul's gonna be behind Sonic for a lap, and if Srivats can get a second ahead, unless Sonic pits, but I don't think he will because it's way too early for a medium tire to go all the way
yeah, I think
without
a couple
losing
of more
pace.
laps before they can think of pitting for the hard
Yeah, this is
runners.
gonna be so annoying, isn't it, for I am Rahul now?
I think he should clear Sonic with relative ease, and once that happens, I think he should be able to get in the DRS of.
I don't think Sonic will put up much of a defense. He knows this is not his race. He's in a different battle today, and look at that. Yeah, this doesn't put up much. Almost gets run wide. Like again, Lando Norris and Max Verstappen.
And now Rahul does have DRS on Srivats, so I think that typical cat and mouse. I don't think they'll trouble each other too much until the last few laps of the race. So you can
The
expect.
Vettel of D2, says Shrikant. I don't know who he's talking about,
I think he's referring
and
to
that could also mean
Srivats
a lot of
because
things.
I think he's referring to Srivats
And
because he
I
mentioned
think
it
that
could be a
Smith
dark
gets a
horse.
three. Oh
No,
no!
Smith.
I was just going to tell him that this is
Oh,
the
shot!
what's
There could be safety
happening?
car. Could be safety car. It is a safety car.
It is a safety car, but the leaders have just crossed.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
As the first car is going to be vintage, easy gonna pit.
Wait, what happened between Am Rahul and Sonic?
Although
Yeah, that
everyone will have
was.
to follow the delta, so it's pretty much.
Now Vintage is
I
pitting,
think that
and he
is.
will. I don't know. Does the
It
car
is advantage. Oh,
white
advance
was?
through for white plus
Oh,
speed. I mean,
uh,
Malav, you can't say much. You're the only driver I know in IRA to get two drive-throughs in the same yellow flag window.
well, I kind of wish you hadn't remembered that. But Vintage is serving his 10-second time penalty, and he
And
will switch on to
this is
this
such
medium tires.
advantage option, isn't it? Because he can just go on that fresh rubber now. His teammate has a 3 as well, so he's not going to fight him now.
I think
It's.
everyone is going to pit for the mediums. I don't think people will stay
Yeah, and
on to
that's
those
pretty
hard tires.
much. Yeah, it's such advantage and option, isn't it? Because his teammate is not going to fight him now because he has a 3 seconds. And Smith must be kicking himself right now for getting that penalty.
Yeah, that has
Watch
really
the pit
thrown a
lane, lads.
spanner into
Watch
the
the pit
works.
lane.
I'm actually not watching people take the pit lane. I don't want them to be caught out on the stream at least. They can do whatever they
Oh,
want.
Shrivats takes it cleanly. I am Rahul takes it cleanly. So, and one good thing is that they would have been pretty much screwed had it been had they actually been teammates. But because we're in F1 World Cars, Smith and Navshan do not have to go to the same pit box, which means that Navshan does not lose. Our round goes on soft. Oh,
Rahul.
that is a gamble. Oh, that is a gamble. They had fresh mediums as well because the entirety of the qualifying was wet.
Uh,
That is a very big gamble.
12 to
Sid
not
stays
12.
out. So that is very confusing because he wouldn't have lost any positions anyway.
I don't know. I still see Suraj also out on track. He's not pitted. Neither has Abdul. I don't know what
Yeah, I
Abdul
don't
is
know why
doing.
they
He's on
didn't pit.
15 lap old
I think
hard
Suraj
tires.
definitely should have pit. The safety car is going to be out for so much longer. Look at where Viper's
Okay,
speed
we
is.
fix.
He has just.
Let me give you a math problem. You are 40 seconds ahead of the next car. That's a safety car.
Yes.
It's Circuit de
I say
Barcelona,
let's not pit.
Catalonia.
Old
What do you
layout as
do?
well, so even a longer or even longer lap time.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
stay out. It makes a lot of sense. And there's no weather changes as well. There's no weather change. It's dry.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it's dry.
So Chip says it
But
might
I
be
think Smith
a
should.
mistake, and I'm inclined to agree with Chip here. I think it might be a mistake. That I mean, it could be. Oh, it's
Oh, he's
coming
cut
in.
the
It's
pit.
coming in.
If he pits, he's cut the pit lane so
Oh,
hard. He cannot pit there. He cannot pit there. He cannot pit. We don't even want to catch him out there. That's just he's just completely cut the
yeah,
pit
Abdul is
lane.
in the
There's
pits, by the
nothing.
way. So Abdul will go on to those mediums.
So good thing for Rahul. He should take the lead of this race pretty soon. Can he hang on until the end? He will be very slow by the end of this race.
And it's difficult to
Is he
break
just relying
DRS
on everyone else
on
to?
this track. So well,
It's
he's
very hard to
definitely.
defend on this track as well if you're on dead tires because you have nothing to defend with.
Yeah,
It's
so
only
I
traction
think
zones and DRS zones.
yeah, so I think
He is definitely counting on
he's
everyone.
definitely given us something to look forward to once the safety car does come in to the pits, because those soft tires, and by the way, Viper Speed is also on the softs, but remember he has a drive through, so he'll have to solve that
Yeah.
drive through. And Vintage Plus still
The
has a
bad
penalty.
thing
Does he have a
about
3 seconds?
tracks
Let
like
me just quickly check.
this, I think so.
Where is the penalties? Yeah,
As,
there you go. Yeah, it's a 3 second
yeah.
penalty for
So
Vintage.
what I was trying to get at earlier is that if your tires are locked in, a medium tire to a soft tire, the pace difference is going to be 2 to 3 tenths. But once they fall off, even if you are like half a second to 6 tenths slower than the guys on mediums, you have basically nothing to defend with because as safety car is in this lap, there's nothing you can do there. You can not keep ahead of them on the straights, and you can't get any traction out of corners. So
Yeah.
it is a very risky
Oh,
choice.
Rahul and Srivas collide. I really hope there is no damage
Yeah,
on.
F123. That would have been a 5 seconds for both of them.
Okay, here we go.
Navshan
Smith
has
is
the
going to.
advantage here. He knows when he's gonna pull the trigger.
Yeah, the most.
It is his teammate in front after all.
Let's see when Smith decides to go. Rahul is.
Oh, he's going very late. He's going very late. He's gonna take it to the line. This is. Oh,
And he
look
might
at
be
that. Look
going.
at
And
the.
it's gone. It's gone. It's gone.
Now, look at how late that was. Srivat's on the inside. Did he overtake before the line?
I
If
don't
he did,
think
he's
he
gonna have to
did.
give that position back.
I don't think he
Otherwise, that
did.
was very clever.
Yeah, it was very clever and very good reaction from Srivas. Rahul is a couple of tenths off,
I
but
wouldn't
he's
even
now
fight Smith. I
gaining.
would just take his
Is he going to go
DRS.
for a move down the inside? He does! Rahul down the inside of Noob Shan. And Rahul will take that
I think if an
position.
option is smart, he's not going to fight this one that much because he knows that Rahul's going to be at a disadvantage later. Just take the DRS, lads. DRS going to be
Nupshan
enabled
might
the
lose another
immediate
position
next
here.
lap. Now the option is getting calm. Rahul goes down the inside of Srivats. He gets the position, and Sonic's done the same thing to Nupshan as well. Nupshan is very non-combative at the beginning of this.
Yeah, probably got.
As he has a big moment. He has a big moment coming out of the left-hander there, and he has dropped out of a second. He's actually fallen into the clutches of Sid, who is on old hard tires.
So there is
So
no
that is
visible
not the first lap
damage
that he needed.
on Nupshan, but that is not a good
I think he
restart.
just made a mistake.
Yeah, but it got napping on a wind
As
Viper
Viper Speed
speed
gets a 10-second first, as he had
for
to
solving
serve a
his
drive
drive
through by the
through.
way. So
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, just pulls the plug.
Not surprising, as Rahul is going to
And
go
Rahul
down the
trying to go down
inside
the
of
inside.
Smith.
He's gonna try and use. Now everyone has to try and overtake Smith. That's actually a good overtake from Rahul. How quickly can Shrivats clear Smith? Navshan has caught back up immediately, so just an off lap. But can you really afford to have off laps when the racing is this close? As Smith is able to defend against Srivats, and that's going to be annoying. But remember, Rahul's tires are probably already going to be near the 10%.
As Sid Venkatesh and Suraj are going side by side, and they are going to go through turn 7, and there is almost contact there. Suraj does get ahead of Sid. Those hard runners are really getting stuck into this battle, while Suraj has lost. Suraj is 2 seconds off the
Yeah, I
next
don't know
car.
why Suraj didn't pit. He would have at most lost 4 positions, and we can see how easy it is to make up time on the hard runners.
Here we
right now
go.
because they have old tires.
Noobshan might get a position or two on the cars ahead of him. Rahul is trying to break DRS as Srivat and Smith now change positions and Srivat
If
does get
Srivas
into
can stay
position.
within DRS, then it's basically a waiting game to until Rahul's tires fall off. And if that's already starting to happen, that could spell trouble stations for Rahul.
Yeah,
I think if
Rahul.
Sonic Hawk clears Smith, he'll just let an option by.
Yeah, for now, Arnabson does stay put in P5 and Srivat's hanging
Smith
on to
could still
Rahul.
finish in P6 here, by the way. There's such a big gap. I still don't understand why no one below P5 pit.
I
At
think
most, the
Smith
safety car would have stayed out an extra lap.
I think Smith could finish P5 as well, as long as people around him are smart. I can bet on him to play smart, but I am not sure about everyone else. And he can keep the likes of Suraj and Sid Venkatesh at bay. Vintage player,
As
another
Vintage
3
gets
second time
another
penalty.
3 seconds.
And
Wow.
yeah, that's just going from bad to worse for Vintage as
Look at that.
we
The
start
leading
lap
pack is
25.
already 3 seconds ahead of.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
what I
not even like
mean.
they're docile, they're all battling. And they're still clearing out by so much.
Yeah, and Noobshan gets
I
ahead
would
of
have
Sonic.
definitely gambled. Especially because if you're Suraj, you were in a place where there was nothing to lose anyway. I think it was like ninth or something when the safety car came out. It's a McLaren level pit call, I would say. I mean, if you're a title contender, we're gonna judge you on the basis of those decisions, and we expect Suraj to be around race-winning contention every race. And I just feel like he hasn't given himself the maximum chances to be. Yeah, what's
Oh,
happened to
Smith!
Smith? He has spun
Ah.
right in front of an option as well. That would have been scary.
And then he's losing a position to Suraj. He might lose another one to Sid Venkatesh. There might be gravel or grass
His
on
tires are
those
gonna be all
mediums.
over the place for a lap or two at least.
Right. So we've started lap 26 of 36 VFX.
It's a four-way
And
fight for the win.
yeah, it's a four-way fight right now. And it probably will be that as
Shrivats is
Srivat's.
already going around the inside of I am Rahul. This is not
Noobshan
looking
might
good
just
for
follow
Rahul,
him.
is it, Manu?
Noobshan might just follow him.
It is
And
not
he
looking good.
does.
And Option goes for his first dive of the race. He's slightly tapped Shrivats' car, hence the ghosting. Of course, nowadays, even if you lightly tap someone, you get the ghosting. Uh,
And I
which,
think
I mean, in
Napsan
a
is
way is
lucky to
good, but
not have any damage there.
yeah, that was a
I
very
don't think he
bold, bold,
probably
bold
meant
move.
to go for that move. He
I
just
think
couldn't
Rahul is already
break on
struggling.
time.
I can sense that that tire is starting to go off, and that could spell trouble because it's one thing for your tire to go off. Will it even make it to the end of the race without needing a pit stop?
He's losing a few
He will
tenths
have to
in
do
sector 2.
a 16 lap stint on softs, which is basically the equivalent of what they did on the mediums.
Yeah, Napshan needs to get ahead and he needs to get ahead now. That's exactly what he's doing as Napshan into turn 1 has gotten ahead of Rowley side by side
Yeah,
and
look
they
at that.
almost
Yeah,
contact.
absolutely, sir.
This
Oh, that was
contact.
harsh.
That
That
is.
was harsh there, but I think it is borderline.
I did see some bits of carbon fiber flying
Oh,
off
and
as
Rahul tries to go
Rahul.
down, but no.
I don't think he's got the facilities for that now, Rahul, considering his tire
Meanwhile,
choice.
if Smith can overtake Suraj, can he get the 3 seconds on him again? As Navshan takes the lead of this race, they're going side by side. And I think they should really consider clearing the other cars first. But Navshan has sent it on the inside where his teammate spun a few laps ago. He takes the lead of the race for now. And
For
Smith has
now,
gotten ahead of Suraj, by the way.
Smith has,
So let's see if he
but
can build a
is
3 seconds gap.
that would be a bit difficult for him now, considering Suraj will be in DRS as there's someone called Adarsh Makwana. I'm sorry, I don't know if he's a part of the server. He's saying it's an absolute mockery of people sending it every opportunity, and I can
Oh,
see where it's
Navshan's
coming
gone
from.
wide there. He has lost a lot of time, a lot of momentum, and he might be under threat from Rahul again. Now, Malav, if you are in Rahul's situation, what do you do here? Because if he runs this pace, I don't think he's going to make it till the end.
Oh,
Navshan, oh my
Nupsan!
God.
My God, he's giving us a heart
Oh,
attack
he's a
there.
lucky boy.
And
He's a
Nupsan,
lucky boy.
I think I'm Rahul.
Yeah,
The
Manav,
best
coming
bet
back to
for
my query.
him, yeah,
What?
best bet for him is
Oh,
to
as
just
he has a slide moment.
keep his tires alive and not take too much life out of them because he's
Yeah,
going
but
to
there's
finish in
no
top
way he can
four.
keep his tires alive running this pace.
I mean,
Bare
he doesn't
minimum, if
need to.
he
He can just
back,
hang on to DRS and just. Uh,
it's gonna be tough. Look, he's already a second back of Shivas in three corners. His tires have gone. They have lost the fight. What's happening behind?
Vintage. Something happened to
Potential
Vintage.
yellow flags.
I think yeah, Vintage is now
Remember,
back up to
Navshan has finished
speed.
second in
And
three of the four races, I think, so far.
by the way,
He has been the
Srivats,
bridesmaid.
Srivats almost cleared Rahul's DRS there, but Rahul
Oh,
has a 3 second
Rahul gets a
now.
three as well. At this point, I would just focus on getting my tires through to the end of the race because the last thing you want is a puncture.
And
And
Rahul, does he
Rahul
go for a
was
dive bomb? He
God,
does.
yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Oh
He
my
does.
God, that was
Because
well.
look at it
Others,
this way: aside from Navshan and Shrivats, Suraj is out of sequence. He is not going to be fighting you, and Falcon's already DNF. So between the top guys in the championship, two of them have already shot themselves in the foot in this race. You have to take permutations like that, otherwise you're going to end up in a Lando Norris type situation later on.
I think the top four are fighting so much that I really don't rule out
Yeah.
someone like a Smith
Navshan
or
was the second behind on the last lap. No one can
exactly.
take turn one properly who's leading. They always mess up.
So let's see this time what Navshan can do as Rahul settles in P4 and his tires would be pretty much
If
second hand
Manav was
now.
in Rahul's position, he wouldn't be in P2.
Yeah, he would be in P1 is what Caesar wanted to say as Navshan for once does take turn properly. Srivats glued to the back of Sonic Hawk
But
and
is Shrivas gonna do a dive bomb? P1 is more in danger than anything if someone gets dive bomb rather than
and you know
P2.
what VFX Smith and by the way Suraj exchanging positions and Smith is round on traction. That is curtain
That
for his race.
I was telling you, turn three was gonna catch a lot of people out, and it has gone from a dream to a nightmare for Smith. As
Yeah.
we're seeing a lot of overtakes in sector two, Malav, more than I thought we would. In fact, we're almost seeing as many overtakes in sector two as we were in sector one and sector three,
Yeah, it's very,
which
very
is very
close between these
surprising.
people, and it's really difficult for them to break
Yeah, I think
DRS.
Rahul has just started to back off now. I don't think he can do that pace.
Not
And Noption
Shan.
gets a three. What a
So as we stand,
noob!
we have a two-way fight for the lead or for the win. That is
Yeah.
Sonic and Srivats. But you never know. One of them might just spin and give the lead or the race winning chance to someone else. Uh, in terms of battery, while obviously you can see battery, I don't. But I think Nupshan is managing his battery well. It is Sonic Hawk who goes down the inside of the race leader. They're still going side by side, and I will watch it from Srivats' POV. And Sonic Hawk
Now,
has
to
taken
put
the
the
lead of the race.
contrarian argument here, would you really want to overtake Nupshan now if you were in P2? I would just take his DRS all the way until the end. Sonic Hawk almost spins. Nupshan had to go get out of that because he was right behind him, and that's going to allow Shrivas to be alongside Nupshan. They go side by side, almost wheel banging there, and yeah, they are all behind. And Sonic's really popped up out of nowhere, hasn't he? He was nowhere with the leading pack in that first stint.
Yeah, first stint he really wasn't. He was caught
Storm
up
with it's
in
a
that.
three.
Uh, who doesn't have a race? Sonic, is Srivats, is Suraj, Deadly, and Abdul. Only
It's
5 out of
Mosquito.
11. Yeah, 5 out of 11 drivers not having a penalty right
The
now as they
line
are
astern P1 to P4.
really close as Srivats now he decides to go for a move and he might go for a double overtake on Sonic. Oh, there's someone else! It's Nobchan coming back
Look
with
at
him!
three wide on the inside. Options gone and taken it. Oh, there's contact. There's so much contact. Rahul trying to go on the inside now. Oh my god. And
This is
they
chaos, this
might
is chaos, this
just.
is chaos.
Yeah,
Please don't
and I
crash.
think Option was hoping for this with that move. That he is trying to
Look at
get
the
a
gap
three
is
seconds.
pulled.
He's trying to
Look at the gap
manufacture
is
a three
pulled.
seconds.
Almost a second, Noobshan.
This,
And
if he somehow
and it's a
manages to
second.
manufacture
It's
this,
a second. It's a second.
this
It's
could be
1 second.
one of
It is
the.
1 second. He's got
They're
it.
still going side by side. 1.5.
Noob
They
shot.
have to clear Am
Oh
Rahul.
my god,
They
what a
have to
smart
clear
guy.
Am Rahul now. And remember one thing, since Navshan got the 3 seconds, he has 2 more warnings to burn now before he gets 6. So
Yeah.
theoretically, he is just free to push.
1.5 seconds is the gap, and
Imagine if
Nubs.
he had done this without the 3 seconds. We would have been calling him an absolute genius right now.
Well, I would
Uh,
still call him a genius there because he's really wriggled his way out of this battle. And oh, there was a fake from Srivats. And
they are
Nukshan is just
getting
extending his
really close
gap.
now.
Nukshan is
Yeah,
almost,
we're almost down.
yeah, it
Four
was one
laps left,
and
3.5 to go. Srivat, he has to pass him. I feel like Rahul's not going to be able to keep up.
and look at Suraj just
He
caught
might
up
fall
there.
out of the 3 second range.
Suraj might get a podium here because his tires might be
Yeah, he has
slightly
mugged
getting
his way
better.
through. Yeah, he has mugged his way through to Shrivats is having to force the moves. 2 seconds, 2.1. And now it is a full push mode on. Rahul might let his teammate by the way.
Yeah, he did. And Sonic Hawk
No,
is up
that was
into
Sonic he led
P3.
by. Oh, no, he's actually held up his teammate there for one turn. So, yeah, okay. But Sonic and Shrivats, they're still, this is technically still for the win. So they can't afford to just not fight each other. They have to fight each other, but not by enough. And options put them in this conundrum now.
And Suraj has entered the
That
chat as
is.
Sonic Hawk goes for a move on Srivats. He completes the move, did not really cost any time to himself or to
This could be
Srivats.
Navshan's Carlos Sainz Singapore 2023
Yeah,
moment
it's on
here.
purpose. It's on purpose.
Yeah.
As Ventus Flair and Abdul swap positions behind us. Smith is also in the mix. It's 3 wide on the back straight, and there's carbon fiber flying. And there's
Meanwhile,
one car
Navshan
on the
had a moment
grass.
there.
That is Smith who was on the grass there. And
I
let's
think
turn attention
Malav,
back.
if they fight even once now, they might let him get a 3 seconds. If
I think
there's a
Sonic
prolonged
might.
battle here,
I think Sonic already might be on a couple of warnings, at least one if I'm not wrong. So he has to really be careful here.
there might be a
And
prolonged fight here. If there's a prolonged fight here, Navshan has every bit of a chance. Because it's a 3 car battle now. All three will rightfully believe that they can win this race.
I think Napshan might just still sneak a podium here if he's consistent with his pace in free air.
Look at
And
that. If they fight each other here, look, he is actually gaining on them because everyone's lifting off. They got 3 wide. This is for the win for now. And Suraj is second on the inside. It is 2.5.
2.5
Oh
seconds.
my god. It's an absolute thriller.
What a goat.
Here in. And
It's
if
still
Suraj
going side
somehow
by side.
manages to win, by the way, from
Yeah.
all of that, he was nowhere.
He was
And
4
what was
seconds.
Shivats and Sonic doing? They're fighting each other so hard and letting Suraj get away.
He was 4 seconds
I
adrift
cannot
of the
believe what I'm
next
seeing
car,
here.
Suraj. He was 4 seconds adrift of P4, and he is, with 1 lap to go, he is on a course
As
to
Navshan
win the
wheels
race.
it around the last lap. What an overtake that was, by the way, by Suraj to get this even into turn 3 as Shivats has a moment. And that might have just signaled a podium for Navshan because he's 3.4 seconds behind him right now. And
No! Srivas is, well, he's not out, but yeah,
And
he's,
from nowhere, ladies and gentlemen, Suraj is gonna win unless fate intervenes in this somehow. It is surely going Suraj's way from nothing.
it's an incredible
Everyone
race.
else has fought so much.
As Kip
Navshan's done a
said,
brilliant job in as Smith has fun again. And look at that, Sonic's completely fallen off. Navshan's going to finish second here.
yeah, Lapshan is going to finish second at this rate. What a drive it has been from him. But more importantly from Suraj, he stayed out. We mocked him. I still believe it was a wrong call. But my God, what a drive from him.
But the driving of everyone else has just gifted Suraj the win in Austria. As Navshan will take P2 at the end. Sonic in P3. I'm Rahul fourth somehow. Sid V crosses the line in fifth, but that will go to Deadly. Sid sixth, Domitor seventh, Vintage eighth, Srivat's ninth. He did overtake Abdul right at the end, so every point is important. Abdul in 10th, and Smith will be a non-point scorer here, pending Stewart's inquiry.
Oh, what a race.
Chips, all the best. Our work here is done.
Yeah, tips. Yeah. 17 people watching the stream. What an ending to the race.
I couldn't have
Suraj.
predicted the winner of that race.
Yeah, I thought it
Suraj
was.
was nearly 5 seconds behind the leading pack at one point, and that is what happens when people fight too hard too soon.
Yeah. And Suraj
I
with
think that
his.
Nupshan actually played it perfectly. He just got a 3 seconds like a noob with the Israeli flag there, of course.
Well, there you go. Suraj does win, and he closes the points gap to I am Rahul as well as Noobshan, who I think obviously will still keep the championship lead with his P2. I don't know who got the fastest lap because
And
they'll get a point as well if they finish in top 10.
I think Suraj would have taken even a podium when that safety car came out.
Yeah, but
A win would have been beyond his wildest dreams. But that's what happens when you imagine Andrea Stella on your shoulder every lap, telling
look at that
you,
wink from Suraj. If you
yeah.
can invite a podium
Shivas had the
getters.
fast lap as well.
Oh, so he gets 1 more point for his trouble. So 3 points from his race is
Yeah,
what
that
he'll
is,
take back. And we fix if we can invite Suraj, Nupsan, and Sonic Hawk to the party chat and have a quick conversation with them before we call it a night.
yes, we shall. And the invites have been sent, people. People are already joining. Wow, so punctual.
Hello, Vifix. Who's the co-com?
It's Suraj's best friend.
Falcon.
Falcon. Oh, okay. So he joined in the comms box. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So should we then start with Sonic because we're still waiting for Nupsan and Suraj to join? Oh fuck! I have to. Why am I swearing
No,
so
they
much? I'm
have joined.
sorry.
Yeah, guys, come on, potty mouth, Madhav. That's $1 in the IRL donations
But I can't even.
forwarded to my GPay.
I can't change it to the. Where's the showroom where we see the cars? भाई ये
You need
बोलना बंद
to
नहीं
go
कर रही है
back.
लड़की.
Leave.
Shut up. Not you, Sonic.
Go to the showroom. It's right at the end of F1
Sonic,
World.
which constructor are you with?
Aston Martin.
Aston Martin. Let's go. Sonic, let's take us through that race. What in the name of holy madness was that? And did you predict a podium for you after that first
No,
stint before the safety car came out?
no, definitely not. I mean, for some reason, I was well prepared for a wet race because that was what the weather prediction was showing. But yeah, we were quite surprised that the race was dry. But yeah, everybody around me. I mean, we were in a party, so I just wanted to try something different, and I went on the hards. And safety car came at the right time, so that pushed me to P4. I think net P4, net P5. And I think a couple of drivers had a spin. Rahul, I don't know why he went on the softs, but yeah, bit of a bold move there. So yeah, overall, it worked out well for P3.
Yes, we fixed any questions for Sonic.
Did you think you could get within options 3 seconds there? Because you were battling really hard with Shrivats. Was it a bit frustrating when he spun out at the end? Because you would have been like, if we hadn't fought, I could have just easily kept within that gap. Because
Uh,
your tires fell off in the last lap.
the
I did see that.
Yeah, so couple of things happened over there. Actually, me and Srivastava were very smart in exchanging DRS. It was Rahul who actually spoiled the party for us because I think me and him through sector 2, that's when we lost the DRS to Nupshan and and then it was impossible to catch. And then 7 came through. So me and Srivastava were doing fine. It was actually Rahul who actually hurt my progress a bit. And another silly mistake that I did was my ERS was in none for the last 2 laps. It was
Oh,
only when I was
Oh,
using overtake that the battery was getting deployed. So I only realized it in sector 2 of the final lap. And yeah, until then I was assuming that okay, the tires have fell off. But yeah, it was, I think somewhere I must have pressed the T pad and didn't really realize it.
I mean, it's still good to have a podium, considering you've had a lot of bad luck in the first few races. So this should be a good result for you.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, very happy with the result.
all right. Thank you, Sonic, once again. That was very entertaining for us to watch. I don't know if you did have any damage in either of the stints, but it felt like there was a lot of argy-bargy going into turn three, especially when people were just tripping over each other. But it was good fun and a very entertaining race. I don't know if Noopshan or Suraj have joined us. If we can
They have.
confirm.
I did see them
Hello,
join.
no.
Oh,
Okay, he is here. Unless
he's
you can't
here.
hear him.
No, I can
You
hear
can
him
hear
now.
me.
Noopshan, what
Yes.
a drive. I'm actually proud of that move with a few laps to go where you completely bamboozled and sped away into the distance. Take us through your race. The first stint wasn't great. You didn't have a great start. I think you lost a few positions in the first few laps, and then you had to claw your way back up. The safety car obviously helped since you started on the hards, but especially the second stint where there was just continuous fighting lap after lap, and it was really hard to predict a winner until a few people got time penalties.
Uh, well, yeah, I mean, restart was actually it was quite horrible. I got a good like initial start, but then I was forced a bit wide at turn one, and then I lost positions down to turn three, and I think I was down to P11 or P12, and then I think around the time when the medium runners had to make their pit stops, I was up to P4, right behind Smith. Uh, and yeah, the safety car really helped us out a lot. Unfortunately, my new teammate spun. Uh, and yeah, it was just constantly just keeping your head down and trying to give the best lap time. And I had help from a few race engineers who told me that I think Srivatsa, Rahul, and Sonic were really fighting for it. And then I sent a move into turn three, and at the exit itself, I had like 7/10 of gap from them. So I knew at that moment I had to push as hard as I could and yeah, just get uh, as far away from them as possible.
Yeah, we fix anything to add? Any questions for our podium getter friend?
R&D, R&D. He's a guy I run R&D for. Well, I mean, it's getting usual occurrence speaking to him, always being the bridesmaid, of course. Um,
I mean, I didn't expect to be anywhere near the top five today. Like Vifix was in the practice lobby we were doing, and I was spinning out every lap. So I'm glad I didn't spin out this time for 36 laps.
It looked like Smith took your
yeah,
car
but
because he spun a few times
yeah,
in the race.
Perhaps.
Yeah, sneaky of
but
you
yeah,
to switch
another
cars.
P2.
That's what, three in a
Another.
row now, I think.
I think that's
I
four and
think
five and three in a row.
I think I should be gunning for the most consecutive P2 uh, record. I think I don't know how
You
much
are,
it is right now, but I'll get there hopefully.
yeah, just make sure you don't go
Name in
winless
Hall
for
of
like
History.
nearly a year.
Yes, buddy.
All
Also,
right,
congrats
good.
to Suraj and Sonic. Fantastic drive. It was
Yeah,
good
congrats to
fighting
you
with
as well,
Sonic.
Seven. Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
All right,
Buddy.
congratulations, Noobsan. Well driven, and that was, as I said to Sonic, very entertaining. But you kept your head and brought home a lot of points and increased your championship advantage. If I'm not wrong, I'm not sure. But anyway, moving on to our race winner, it really pains me a lot to introduce Suraj as the winner of today's Austria Grand Prix. Suraj, what a drive. First of all, take us through what was going on in your mind during that safety car because you decided to stay out despite the entire grid, apart from you and a couple of other people just deciding to stay out. So, walk us through that decision. And then the first few laps, it didn't look like you were in the contention for the win because you had a good 4 or 5 second gap to the top 4 or 5 cars. But the starting battling so much, and ultimately, obviously, it did result into a full 25 points for you.
I mean, I'm not able to digest your words, Malav, but yeah, thank you so much. Uh, oh, what a race. I mean, it's a race of two halves, I would say. It was, I think I was down and out, but didn't want to give up. A very emotional race also for me, for many reasons. But yeah, wasn't expecting, I mean, I wasn't practicing much for Austria. But yeah, I knew I had a quali pace, so if it was a dry quali, I surely should have been there in top two, me and Rahul. But yeah, I think didn't push the first laps. In the race, everything was going on. Again, Falcon was there besides me. I knew what he's gonna do. He's gonna use all this ERS at the first two laps. He was on hards, but he wanted to fight. So I think within that, where I think I lost my momentum, I made a mistake, and then I was down to P6, P7. Um, I mean, yeah, I was just trying to, keep up with the leaders ahead. Me and Rahul were always in chat. I knew the race can come back to me. I just have to stay within there, within the fighting range, which was of 6, 7 seconds. I think that's a safe spot for me with the other guys. Then the 10-second penalty for no reason. I mean, Shah was a lapped car and he spun, and then I tried to, I mean, I happened to just overtake a ghosted car, and that to a lap car, and I was given a 10-second penalty. I tried to, just lift off in case he's coming, but yeah, I think in that time, I think Nukshan and all the guys just overtook me. But yeah, I think it was all about staying behind Nukshan at that point of time. Again, these guys were on hards and I was on mediums. I was trying to stretch as long as possible. But yeah, when I went to the pits, I had to serve those 10-second penalty. I was okay with 10-second penalty considering if there was no safety car, I could have got it removed. So I knew that if no safety car comes, I surely would be in the podium. Uh, but yeah, again, the safety car came out, and I knew that likes of Nupshan and the other guys would go into medium. So yeah, it is almost it's gonna be an uphill challenge. So I had no option but to stay out. Anyways, I had no mediums, any new mediums available for me. Unfortunate for Rahul, he just he couldn't realize that he had no, and he went on softs. But yeah, I think I was just doing there, and I was hoping, just to stay with these guys. And then again, Smith was fighting with me. I was hoping that Smith would understand that we have to just work together to catch up to these guys. But yeah, I think I lost like 2, 3 seconds over there to the leader. But I think something switched on in the last 6, 7 laps. I mean, I just happened to remember a line from somebody today, and then where it was like you have to win today. So I was like, okay, now I have to just give it everything and go for it. So last 6, 7 laps was like everything that is available to me. So I was pushing, pushing, pushing. I was able to catch the third, fourth, fifth guys over there, but I could see like the guys of Sonic and Shivas were struggling with ERS. And Sonic said that he had in none, so it's understandable right now. So I had enough ERS saved, so I just had to make a move. So I hope you guys capture my turn three move because that was really really enjoyable to make a move on both of them. So yeah, but I think this last 4 laps was only one thing, and I hope it's a game over moment for me.
Yeah, it was a special drive indeed, Suraj, and this is your first win of the season, and this is the first time I'm commentating this season. So I hope you can see the coincidence,
You had to, buddy.
which
If
is
you're commentating, you had to. I have to just show it on your face that number one, it's seven for you, Balav.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But either way, VFX, any questions, thoughts about Suraj's
No,
incredible
I think
drive?
he pretty much summarized it well. It's that type of race everyone wants to win. Didn't like everyone else fights each other and then you just pick up the pieces at the end.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember Canada, I
yeah,
think a couple of seasons back, where he was P6 or P7 and he just popped up as a racer. I think I was commentating with Chips in
it's
that
almost
race.
like you're trying to suggest an agenda here on Suraj.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
I don't
like
want to
he's
take
saying that
credit,
Suraj will
but I
have a
think
front
there
running
is,
case.
yeah, some positive vibes I'm sending his way whenever I'm commentating.
That was Brazil.
Oh, yeah, Brazil. Sorry, not Canada. My bad.
My first win of Ireland was Brazil. But yeah, I think this win is, I think, very special. So yeah, I'll just take it. Austria had to be. The day has been eventful, and yeah, I'll take this as a good win.
Congrats.
All right. We fix any closing remarks before we end the stream?
No, nothing. Cody's fixed it damn good.
Well, we can keep crying about it. Code is ain't gonna listen. We can wait for Chips' audiobook. But thank you everyone who's still around and who have been around with us this evening. We'll see you next week. I think it's a break week. I'm not sure. But
No, no,
after,
no. Next week is not. It's after round 9, I think.
Next
okay,
week is
okay, fair
Spain,
enough.
Malav. How can you not allow that?
So we'll see you next week in Spain, where I think there's a very popular GIF which Noobshan does like to throw around. So we'll spam that in the on the Discord. But congratulations once again to Sonic, Noobshan, and Suraj. That was very entertaining, and thank you for VFix for joining me in the comms box. We'll see you next Friday, same time. Good night.
All
And
right,
Ter
bye bye,
Stegen,
guys. Thank
please
you.
get the fuck out of here.
ये सब स्ट्रीम पे बोल रहा है मालव. Oh my god.